So, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Talking about Claire,
Yes.
tell us about what you personally think of her character.
I guess what I think of Claire's character is that I've always loved the fact that she's a very straightforward young woman. She sort of knows what she wants. She's, although very diplomatic about the way she goes about things, she's also quite emotional. I mean, she's gone through so much since, we met her on the island, especially, and in her past. But I guess I just love her honesty, I guess.
And how did you prepare yourself? Was it, quite interesting when you were pregnant, as a young.
Yeah, no, well, when I first started, prepping to play this pregnant character, which I guess I played pregnant before, but not visibly, so it wasn't really an issue. But yeah, to make these things, believable. I mean, obviously people know, A, I'm not pregnant, and B, it's a TV show. But, yeah, just talking to my mum and my sisters and just sort of things that you would do or wouldn't do, and, yeah.
And what do you think are best qualities that we've seen come out for you?
Claire's best quality? Yes. I guess Claire's best qualities are, once again, her honesty and just how sort of true she is to people, and which doesn't mean she's not, tough when she needs to be or forceful when she needs to be, but just all these, emotions that come out, they're all sort of from a very pure place. Like, it's sort of not really a contrived thing with her. It's all just sort of coming from the heart.
And of course,
sort of the jungle buggies down there.
If you could just reference every noise and give it a jungle side theme.
Yeah, they're common out here in Manoa. Endangered, actually.
Obviously, you've had a bit of a rough ride. I mean, your dead father keeps coming to see you.
Oh, what's up with that? I don't know. Yeah.
So tell us just about the end of season 4. Did you know you were coming back?
Did I know I was coming back for season 6? Yeah, I knew I was coming back for season 6. End of season 4, I had a creative conversation with them. They, put me on a holding deal for season 5, and was told I'd be back for season 6. So I've been completely lost for the last year and a half, wondering why I'm left sort of, last time you see me, in Jacob's cabin with my dead father that was never on the island but is there and talking to me. So, and I've left my kid under a tree, which you do, I guess. But
haven't met your brother yet?
No. So it's, and all these things are sort of slowly coming, to actually make sense to me now that we're sort of in what's episode 6 we're starting now for season 6. So it's all starting to kind of make sense for me, at least. Probably
so
not for the viewers, but
a holding deal. That sounds fun. Does that just mean a paid holiday?
Basically, it's that you can't do another TV show, but you can do films. So I went off and luckily did a bunch of those, which was great. It was sad to be gone from here, but I got to work with some great people and do some really cool different things, which is nice to mix it up. So
it's quite interesting, I think, for you, because a lot of the actors we've been speaking to, they're looking towards the end of this run now, and they've been here for the whole time. But you've had that break. Was it quite nice to? Did you sort of miss it, or?
I missed it, but at the same time, I missed being here, missed the people, because it was 4 years before that of sort of just lifestyle, but kind of perfect timing, because after that long, playing the same character and doing the same things, it was great to sort of have freedom to go off and just be creatively challenged in different ways, and that's basically what I love to do, is just be challenged by a character or project or situation and just run with it. So
I imagine it's quite nice for you, because it's all right out there. Some of the other actors will be like, oh my god, we've been on Hawaii for 6 years now, what's going to happen professional life when we go back? But you've sort of had a little dip your toe in the water, and
yeah, well, it was great, because it's one thing to sort of, okay, you have your hiatus and you can fit a film in there, yeah, but to find something that you want to do, that they want you to do, that and that you were really excited about in that short time period, it's not easy, so.
And you've come back for the party.
Come back for the party. It'll be sad though. It's weird thinking it's nearly all over. But
yeah, I wanted to talk about that actually. I mean, what's your personal thoughts about this whole sort of journey coming to an end?
I have no idea how they're, going to wrap this up in the finale. I have a certain idea where they're going with the season, but I guess I've sort of been thinking quite a bit about it actually, that they can't tie it up too neatly with a little ribbon on top, because otherwise you're going to be like, well, why was I watching and so damn confused for the last 6 years? But then again, they can't leave it too open-ended that people are just pissed off. So I guess it's got to be like a balance somewhere in there that is, I'm sure, still going to be unanswered questions, but enough answered to sort of let it be. Oh yeah, it's weird.
It's been quite exciting for you just to sort of get the pages coming in and to see what's happening even in the story, never mind your own character.
Yeah, no, it is. It's really it's exciting each time you read it. I guess the only thing I don't like about that is, which I guess is just the downside to TV in general, is that you don't have one script in front of you like you do for a feature. That, you know, obviously you're going to have dialogue changes and things, but the story's going to remain the same. TV, you know, episode 10 on a show, oh yeah, so by the way, you killed your father when you were 3, and, you know, it's like, what? Because, you know, you find these things out, your character's constantly evolving, which is great, but you look back and then think, well, I would have played that differently if I'd known this and that and the other, but it keeps it exciting.
That's really interesting, because you've done so many films and stuff where you can sort of see where you know exactly what you're going into from the start and where it's going to end. I mean, it must just be a complete lottery here.
Yeah, it is, and you've just got to, you know, I mean, I guess that sort of stuff mainly comes with the flashback things, or flash forwards, or flash whatever. But it is, you know, I mean, we all started off sort of not really knowing much about our characters at all, you know, and you know, that's, I guess, the same, I think, with most TV, you know, especially if you don't know how long you're going to have your series on for, so.
Well, you've been here since the beginning, so is it quite a sort of, I'm quite interested in the sort of professional rivalry of like, will I make it to the end? Will I make it to the last scene? Would you sort of like to now that you've started the whole thing?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is, yeah, it's been constantly a revolving door of these characters coming in and out, and it's funny because sometimes it's, you know, people will come on for a little bit and then die or disappear or whatever, but when you have, you know, series regulars that are just suddenly gone, you're like, oh, okay. But I mean, you know, once again, no, it keeps it interesting because it's all these people don't expect you to kill off your main characters and all these things. So, you know, it's kind of cool. And then people always come back in and like flashbacks and stuff, so you get to see them again.
And certainly Claire's got the potential, I'd say, to be quite, I mean, you never know, as you say with this show, but she could have quite
Jungle Buddy.
Key role in. Really, it almost sounds mechanical.
I know, it's odd, it's quite poetic.
Claire's the possibility to be such a key part in this whole story, I think, potentially.
Well, it's interesting, somebody asked me about this before, actually, about, you know, Aaron being possibly like the answer to everything, and I kind of was thinking that could be the, I mean, maybe it still is, I don't know, but I guess there was a period, like maybe season 2 or 3, that everyone was like, oh, he's the key to why everyone's here, and I don't know anymore. That kind of phased out. People stopped asking me that. Now it's just like, why did you leave the baby under a tree? And I'm just like, not really sure, sorry.
So is there anything we can hint at all where you think you'll be going? As I say, this will be already out, so it will just be more about where you think your character's moving towards and what you feel about that going into season 6.
There's a really interesting arc for Claire in season 6. She returns in a sort of a very unexpected way, which is really cool for me, but also I think hopefully for viewers. And yeah, it's just a really interesting sort of storyline of her sort of figuring all these things out of what's happened since she's been gone. So it's pretty cool.